Imagine owning a unique piece of art that can never be replicated. The brushstrokes, the colors, the very essence of that artwork are yours alone, securely tied to you through a digital certificate that verifies its authenticity. Now suppose your card collection could embody that same level of security and uniqueness. This is where digital tokenization steps in, transforming the world of card games. Digital tokenization creates a unique digital identity for each card, much like how a fingerprint is unique to an individual. Each card, when tokenized, carries its own distinct identifier that is recorded on a blockchain, a decentralized digital ledger that ensures this identity is immutable and verifiable. This means that once a card is tokenized, it cannot be duplicated or counterfeited. Just think about the implications of this. In traditional card games, players often face the threat of overprinting, where the same card might be produced in vast quantities, diluting its value and uniqueness. But with digital tokenization, every card's identity is safeguarded, preventing mass replication and ensuring that your rare finds retain their rarity. Imagine a world where you can trade cards with confidence, knowing that what you hold is genuinely one of a kind. This parallels the art world, where non-fungible tokens, or NFTs, have gained traction for their ability to verify ownership and authenticity. Just as an artist can sell a digital piece with the assurance that it is the only one of its kind, players can now possess cards that are equally unique. But what would happen if we took this premise seriously? Who benefits from this shift? Collectors can breathe a sigh of relief, as they are no longer at the mercy of counterfeits or overproduced cards. However, this digital transformation also raises questions about accessibility. Not everyone may have the resources or technology to engage with digital tokenization, potentially creating a divide in the gaming community. As we explore the significance of digital tokenization in card gaming, we must consider both the opportunities it presents and the challenges it poses. The strange consequence is that while some may revel in enhanced ownership and secure trading, others may find themselves left behind in this rapidly evolving landscape. So as we move forward, let us ponder the balance between embracing innovation and preserving the inclusive spirit of gaming. Imagine a world where every card you own is guaranteed to be one of a kind, where the thrill of collecting is intertwined with an unyielding assurance of authenticity. In traditional card games, the looming specter of overprinting casts a shadow over the value of every card. When a popular card is printed in abundance, its worth diminishes, and collectors scramble to secure limited editions, often at inflated prices. But what if we could sidestep this issue entirely? With digital tokenization, we can. Each card, tied to a unique digital identity, becomes a singular entity, impervious to mass replication. This means players can trade limited editions without the fear of devaluation, knowing their cards maintain their rarity and worth. Picture a marketplace where scarcity is not merely an illusion created by the whims of printing presses, but a digital reality upheld by blockchain technology. The strange consequence is that the very nature of collecting transforms. No longer are we at the mercy of production runs or market trends, but rather empowered by the secure and transparent nature of digital ownership. You might wonder, how does this work in practice? Consider the process of creating a digital card. Each time a card is produced, it receives a distinct digital signature, recorded on a blockchain, a public ledger that guarantees its uniqueness. This not only eliminates the threat of counterfeits, but also allows for a richer trading experience. Players can confidently exchange their cards, fully aware that what they possess is verifiably rare. The emotional stakes are high. Players can now invest in their collections without the nagging worry that their prized cards might suddenly flood the market. Imagine the camaraderie that could flourish among collectors as they share in the excitement of owning something truly unique. Yet this invites deeper questions about the nature of ownership itself. As we embrace this digital future, we must consider how it reshapes our relationships with the cards we cherish. Are we ready to redefine what it means to own a piece of our gaming history? Imagine a world where every card in your collection is not only unique, but also backed by an unassailable proof of authenticity. Each time you pull out that rare card, you can feel the thrill of knowing it is securely verified, forever linked to you through a cutting-edge technology called blockchain. What would that feel like? In the realm of card games, this vision becomes a reality through digital tokenization. Unlike traditional methods that often rely on physical certificates or subjective appraisals, blockchain provides a transparent ledger of ownership, ensuring that the history of each card is immutable and accessible to all. This means that when you purchase a card, you not only gain the physical item, but also an undeniable claim to its authenticity, one that is recorded and verified on a decentralized network. Now, think back to the challenges of identifying counterfeit cards in traditional games. Many collectors have experienced the frustration of acquiring what they believe to be a genuine card, only to discover later that it was a forgery. This uncertainty can cast a shadow over the joy of collecting. However, with blockchain technology, counterfeiting becomes virtually impossible. Each card is imbued with a digital identity that cannot be duplicated or altered without leaving a trace. Imagine the peace of mind that comes with knowing that your prized cards are safeguarded against deceit and misrepresentation. Let's consider the contrast between these two worlds. In the past, authentication often involved an expert's subjective judgment or a reliance on physical evidence that could be lost or tampered with. Now, with blockchain, every transaction, every ownership transfer is recorded in real time. This level of transparency builds trust within the community, enabling players to trade with confidence. No longer do you have to rely solely on a card's appearance. You have the power of a verified digital footprint. So what changes if we take this premise seriously? The implications are profound. Players can engage in a marketplace where value is determined not just by rarity, but by verified ownership, potentially increasing the intrinsic worth of cards. Imagine the vibrant, collaborative community that could emerge when everyone knows they share a space free from fraud. Yet, as we embrace this digital landscape, we must also ponder the emotional connection we have with physical cards. What happens to the tactile joy of shuffling through a deck when the cards are merely digital representations? The strange consequence is that while we gain a robust system of verification, we may also risk losing something irreplaceable about the experience of collecting itself. How do we navigate this balance between innovation and nostalgia, ensuring that the heart of card games remains intact as we move into this new era? What if you could team up with friends to own that rare card you've always wanted? Imagine a scenario where a group of players pools their resources to share ownership of a high-value card, much like co-owning a piece of art. This isn't just a whimsical thought. It's a tangible possibility brought to life by digital tokenization. In traditional card games, the idea of shared ownership is often restricted by the physical nature of the cards. Once a card is in someone's hands, they have full control over it, leaving others with little option but to trade or purchase it outright. However, with digital tokenization, every card can be represented as a unique digital asset on the blockchain. This opens the door to collaborative ownership models where multiple players can invest in a single card together. Each player holds a token that represents their share of ownership, which is securely recorded and immutable. This means that everyone involved can enjoy the benefits of that prized card without the burden of sole ownership. Imagine the camaraderie that could develop from such arrangements. Friends can strategize together, discussing the best ways to utilize their shared asset in gameplay, or even deciding how to showcase it in their collections. The collaborative aspect not only enhances community engagement, but also encourages players to form deeper connections around their shared interests. Moreover, shared ownership allows players to invest in cards that might otherwise be out of reach financially. For instance, a rare card valued at several $100s could be owned by a collective of 10 players, each contributing a fraction of the cost. This not only democratizes access to high-value cards, but also encourages a sense of shared responsibility and pride among owners. The strange consequence is that while players gain access to coveted cards, they must also navigate the dynamics of shared decision-making. Who gets to play the card in a tournament? How do they agree on selling it if its value appreciates? These questions introduce new strategic layers to the game, pushing players to engage in conversations about ownership and collaboration. So what changes when we take shared ownership models seriously? The implications stretch far beyond individual collections. They challenge our notions of possession and value in gaming, urging us to redefine what it means to be a collector in a digital age. If we can embrace this shift, we might find that the future of card games is not just about the cards we own, but the relationships we build around them. As we venture further into this realm, let's consider how collaborative ownership could reshape not just our collections, but the very fabric of the gaming community itself. Imagine a young player, eager to join the latest card game craze, but faced with the daunting reality of a digital world that feels just out of reach. What happens to those who can't access this new realm? The promise of digital tokenization, with its alluring benefits, may inadvertently create a chasm that separates players by their technological know-how and resources. While seasoned gamers navigate the intricacies of digital wallets and online marketplaces, less tech-savvy individuals may find themselves on the sidelines, frustrated and excluded. The strange consequence is that as we embrace the advantages of digital ownership, we risk alienating a significant portion of the gaming community. Imagine a bustling local game shop where players gather to share stories, swap cards, and engage in friendly competition. This physical space fosters connections that are deeply rooted in the tactile experience of card games. But with digital tokenization, the sense of community risks being diluted, replaced by a virtual landscape that may not be welcoming to everyone. To understand the implications here, we must consider the requirements of digital ownership. Unlike the simplicity of acquiring a physical card, where a purchase often means you own it outright, digital tokens necessitate access to technology, a stable internet connection, and often a level of comfort with digital platforms that not all players possess. What are the barriers that could keep someone from entering this space? Perhaps it's a lack of familiarity with online transactions, or the financial burden of obtaining devices capable of supporting the latest gaming technology. These disparities can create a divide between players, fracturing communities that once thrived on shared experiences. As we venture deeper into this new digital frontier, we must grapple with the reality that not everyone will be able to participate equally. The question lingers: how do we ensure that the excitement of digital tokenization doesn't come at the expense of inclusivity? What if we could create environments where both digital and physical experiences coexist, allowing players of all backgrounds to enjoy the game they love? The challenge before us is to bridge this gap, to find ways to harness the power of digital tokenization while honoring the rich traditions that have brought us together. As we ponder these possibilities, let's reflect on the importance of accessibility in our gaming community and the steps we can take to ensure no player is left behind. Imagine the moment before a game begins, the anticipation palpable in the air as players shuffle their decks of cards. Each card, a tangible piece of art, a fragment of strategy, cradled in the hands, brings a unique thrill. But now, what would happen if that physical connection were replaced by a sleek digital interface? The question lingers: can the thrill of shuffling a deck ever be truly replicated in the digital realm? While digital tokenization promises a world of innovation, unique ownership, seamless trades, and enhanced security, it also raises concerns that tug at the heartstrings of traditional card game enthusiasts. Physical cards offer a tactile experience, a sensory delight that many cherish deeply. The sound of cards sliding against each other, the weight of a well-worn deck, the smell of freshly printed cards, all evoke nostalgia that a digital representation may struggle to match. Yet, as we delve deeper, we must ponder the implications of this shift. How do we reconcile the benefits of digital ownership with the emotional resonance of physical cards? Digital innovations must respect and integrate traditional gaming culture, honoring the rich history that shapes our experiences. The strange consequence is that as we embrace new technologies, we risk alienating those who find comfort and community in the familiar rituals of card games. Can we create a bridge between these two worlds? Suppose we envision a future where players can experience the best of both realms, a hybrid model where digital tokens are backed by an emotional investment in physical cards. Imagine a scenario where a player could scan their physical card, instantly generating its digital counterpart, allowing for seamless integration into online play. Would this not enrich the experience rather than diminish it? The challenge lies in crafting a balance that honors the past while inviting innovation. What if we could preserve the art of card shuffling and the thrill of in-person battles, while also enjoying the conveniences that digital tokenization affords? The emotional stakes are high. Losing the physical connection could mean losing a part of what makes card games special. As we navigate this tension, we must consider: who benefits from digital tokenization and at what cost? How do we ensure that the rush of excitement, the camaraderie, and the tactile joy of card games endure? What if the next big tournament was entirely digital, with players from around the globe competing effortlessly, each one wielding cards that exist only in the digital ether? Imagine a vast arena, not filled with the clatter of physical cards, but with the mesmerizing glow of screens showcasing vibrant digital representations of your favorite decks. In this world, the essence of card games transforms, not just in how we play, but in how we connect, own, and value our cards. Digital tokenization, through blockchain technology, could redefine this experience, allowing for a seamless, secure, and dynamic landscape of card gaming. Picture a scenario where every card you own is verified by an immutable digital ledger, ensuring authenticity and uniqueness, much like a piece of art authenticated by a gallery. The strange consequence is that the value of a card could no longer be determined solely by its rarity in the physical world, but by its digital presence, its history, and the community's engagement with it. What if every match you played was not just a competition for victory, but a step into a larger tapestry of interconnected players, each contributing to a vibrant community? This interconnectedness could foster collaboration in ways we've never seen before. Imagine players sharing strategies, co-owning rare cards, or even pooling resources to enter tournaments, where the stakes are not just personal glory, but collective achievement. The gaming community would become a living organism, thriving on shared experiences and mutual support, transforming competitive play into a cooperative endeavor. Yet as we envision this future, we must also ask ourselves what we might lose. The tactile experience of shuffling cards, the weight of a well-loved deck in hand, can these be replicated in a purely digital format? Would the emotional stakes of a face-to-face duel diminish when screens replace the physical presence of opponents? And what about those who may find themselves on the outside of this digital revolution? The risk of creating a divide looms large, as we must consider accessibility in a world that could swiftly leave behind those without the means or knowledge to navigate digital spaces. While the allure of digital tokenization presents immense possibilities for innovation, it also invites us to reflect critically on the implications for community, tradition, and inclusivity. If we embrace this shift, we can harness technology to not only enhance our gameplay, but also deepen our connections within the gaming community. The future of card games, then, could very well lie in our ability to adapt, innovate, and collaborate, ensuring that as we move forward, we bring everyone along for the journey.